Hey everybody, it's Mr. Haskell, and I'm back with more things you should know by being alive. And we're doing the redo of John Hancock because of technical issues. Sorry for my naivete, I guess. Now, first off, let's start with who was John Hancock. Most people know John Hancock as the guy with the huge signature on the Declaration of Independence, but that's just the headline. Let's get into the body of the story. He was born in 1737 in Braintree, Massachusetts. Hancock was one of the wealthiest men in New England. He inherited a massive shipping and mercantile empire from his uncle, who had adopted him, and he used that wealth to become one of the most important political leaders in the American Revolution. Hancock just wasn't a signer. He was a governor, a smuggler, a revolutionary financier, and a symbol of rebellion. His life reflects the messy and wealthy, ambitious, and idealistic world of early America. John Hancock's fortune came from transatlantic trade, timber, rum, molasses, and he smuggled some goods too. British custom officials kept a close eye on him, and in 1768 they seized his ship, the Liberty, accused him of smuggling wine without paying a duty. Now, the case was largely political, but Hancock, well, it turned him into kind of a colonial celebrity. Riots break out in Boston. The Liberty seizure helped fuel some anti-British resentment. And from that moment on, Hancock became a public face of resistance. He used his money to fund protests, print propaganda, supply militias. So think of him as kind of a Revolutionary era pack, but with some style. Now, don't think of Hancock as just a wallet. He was a leader. He gave speeches. He organized resistance networks, and by 1775, he had served as president of the Second Continental Congress. He held that position in 1776 when the Declaration of Independence was adopted. And yes, he signed it first and big, supposedly saying, "There, he can finally read my name without spectacles." Whether or not he actually said that, it's debated. But the bold signature became a symbol of courage and defiance. So Hancock didn't shrink from rebellion. He leaned into it, and he knew full well that treason would carry the death penalty. Hancock's role extended well beyond the Declaration. He served multiple terms as governor of Massachusetts. He supported the U.S. Constitution, and he promoted religious liberty and local self-rule. He was both admired, but also criticized, and some thought him a little too showy, a little too rich, too eager for attention. But even his rivals admitted Hancock got things done. And when George Washington visited Boston in 1789 as president, Hancock, then governor, refused to call on him first, citing protocol. Washington eventually visited him instead. That's how big Hancock's political presence was, and a bit of ego too. John Hancock is a reminder that revolutions need voices and organizers and funders, not just fighters. He used his fortune for a cause, put his name literally on the line, and helped lead the movement from protest to independence to government. And yes, his name has become a shorthand for signature, but more than that, it became a symbol for taking ownership of your beliefs. When you sign your name boldly, publicly, and without fear, that's just not writing, it's a rebellion. So if you've learned something today, like, comment, or follow, just those standard things, and I'll put out some more things you should know by being alive. John Hancock didn't just sign the Declaration, he embodied the Declaration. Thanks a lot for watching.